What is this going to cost you? In today's episode, we're going to be answering that question. But if this is your first time here, I am Coach Jay. This is the Champion's Pedigree. It is Mental Toughness Monday, and this is a spot where we talk about mental toughness for young athletes. I am Coach Jay, and I'm so happy that you're here. But what is it going to cost you? You know, I remember not too long ago, actually, this was many years ago, now that I think about it, that I worked for a company. Now, if this is your first time here, I've worked in sales for a really long time after athletics, and most of my professional career has been in sales, which is a lot of pressure, which I'll get into a little bit later. But just I've sold various different products, services, but that's what my career has been in. And I've been very successful at it because of the same principles that I learned in athletics. I applied to them professionally, and it has helped me tremendously. But I remember I worked as a broker. And if I could give you a picture, if you've ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, and you have all the people there in the cubicles and they're just calling and calling and calling all day long, all day strong, or the movie Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith's character, Chris Gardner, is doing an internship for, I believe it's a financial broker, and they're just pounding the phones and calling day in and day out, all day long. You're pounding the phones, right? So it was just like that. I mean, people just called and called and called all day long. You're on the phone. You know, they tell you eliminate distractions, like don't have any other screens open on your computer. Like the only thing you're worried about is the person you're talking to, and if they're going to buy or if they're not going to buy. If they don't buy, hang up, call the next person. Day in and day out, right? So they started us by showing us how much money that we can make. And they started off by showing, hey, this person started this long ago. This is how much they're making. Now, I will be honest. The people were making a lot of great money. I mean, it was money that was compared to a highly skilled surgeon, highly skilled doctor that's specialized. I mean, just a lot of money. Some people were making high six figures. A couple of people were making seven figures. I mean, so it was like real money. But they told us the first couple of days, they said, listen, if you want to do well in this business, you got to navigate the 90. Navigate the 90 means the first 90 days that you do this, the first 90 days that you call people, it is going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel like you don't know what to say. You're going to feel like you don't know how you should respond when they ask you a question. You're going to feel your feelings are probably going to get hurt because people may yell at you because you called them, or they may hang up to you, or may hang up on you, or they may be mean to you. And there is a great deal of rejection. And I remember this young lady next to me asked, well, when am I going to get my first sale, right? When is it going to be worth it? And the response was always to navigate the 90. So if you ever hear me say in any type of other training from this point here on out, to navigate the 90, that means right now it's going to be tough. Right now it's going to suck. Right now it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be fun, right? Think about when you play, if you've ever been into botany or gardening or anything like that. When you first plant the seed, seems like there's nothing really going on. It seems like, okay, well, plant the seed and put some fertilizer and sunlight and rain, and you see nothing. And then something sprouts out, and then weeds come up, and you got to get rid of the weeds, and you got to get rid of the weeds, and you got to moisturize, and you got to fertilize and water and sunshine, like doing all the stuff. And then later on, then you get a plant or a tree or fruit or so on and so forth. Well, it's the same thing. Navigate the 90. So the question that I ask is, what is it going to cost you? It's going to cost you being able to navigate the 90. Now, the 90 is going to change if it's sports, if it's you professionally, if you as a business. When you first start at something and you want to be great at it, it's going to be difficult. It's going to suck. It's going to not be fun. And the people that I the people that were able to navigate the 90 did extremely well, but that was a very, very small number of us that were able to do that. The majority of the class, the first day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, they just start dropping like flies. They just stop. They stopped coming. They would go to lunch and would not come back, or we got our first check. They just never came back and could not deal with it being uncomfortable and couldn't deal with the being hung up on or being yelled at or not knowing what to say or being bad long enough to get good. But here's the thing, they didn't know what it was going to cost them. It's either going to cost you one or two things. It's either going to cost you, two different types of pain is what it's going to cost you. It's either going to cost you the pain of discipline or it's going to cost you the pain of regret. The pain of regret. I remember talking to this one guy and he said, hey, I worked for the company. I was here for about 4 months and then I left. And right when I left, it took off. And the people that he started with started making a lot of money back to back. I mean, just they were willing and dealing in the money. And so I don't want to be this. It's not all about money because that's not like the most important thing in the world. But I'm making a point. So I was talking to this guy. And he was like, yeah. So I came back once I saw how much money that everybody was making. And he said, I wasn't able to navigate the 90. So I quit and I started doing something. Went and got another job and was doing something else. Then he came back to the same willing and dealing, starting over again with the 90 days. And, was able to navigate it and was pretty successful. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you feel about if it's even worth it to navigate the 90. Because I'm telling you that it is. If you're going to be great at your sport, it's going to be difficult at first. But you got to have that mindset. Hey, it's like Coach Jay said, I got to get past this 90. I got to get past these 90 days. I got to get past, these 90 sessions or these 90 practices or 90 workouts. Then it starts to get fun because you're not going to reap in the same season that you sow. All right. So here's what it costs you. The discipline of the pain of regret is going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you sacrificing, doing things that are fun that you may want to do, doing things that are pleasurable to you, because here's the thing, right? When you think about the things that you really want, that you really desire, the things that are worth going after, is going to cost some level of commitment. And that level of commitment causes you to say no to a lot of things. But if we don't say no to those things, as time goes on and we look back at it, then we regret, wow, man, you know what? I should have stuck with that sport. I should have stayed on that team. I should have, but I didn't. And that's a pain that you don't want to feel. Now, the pain of discipline, it's ultimately going to give you the ability to navigate the storms, of life, to navigate the storms in different seasons, to being able to navigate when it's uncomfortable, when it's not fun, but that through that discipline, through that decision of, I'm going to navigate my 90, you get so much better. You get so much stronger. You get so much more adapt to be able to handle storms and when it sucks and when it's not fun. And all of a sudden, man, you know what? It starts to make sense. And you look back at it and you say, man, you know what? I'm glad I stuck with it. Man, look how far I've come. Look at how many people I've been able to help. Look at how successful. Look at what success feels like. I even though storms are coming, I've developed and become this person that can navigate through those storms when it's uncomfortable. So the only thing that it really costs you is the time it takes to make a decision. Make a decision to either be disciplined or know that one day that regret is going to hurt. Whatever it is, champ, navigate your 90. Till next time, I'm Coach Jay. This is your Champions Pedigree, where it's all about mental toughness for young athletes. And I cannot wait to celebrate all of your success. Till next time.